Hello, everyone. I hope that everyone is doing good today. I know that I'm not on my usual time. Nevertheless, I'm still here to provide to you valuable education or talk about things that happen in real estate. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. So let's hit that intro. All right, guys. I don't know why, but every time I come live, I like having something to drink. It's more like a something that relaxes me, so I can communicate with you more naturally and just let the conversation flow. All right, so with real estate, there's a lot of things that could happen, and good and bad. And one of the questions that I always get asked, or people just um, trying to save themselves money at the end of the day. I totally get it. And I respect that. One of those things is like, Dany, can do I need a real estate agent to purchase a home? And the most simple, straight, honest, sincere answer will be no. You don't need a real estate agent to purchase a home. You as a buyer, you as a seller, um, could do it. Is it easy? I've heard stories that people have sold, you know. Um, None of my clients, I have clients that have tried. I had a client that has tried sell their home um, and didn't succeed. She will call me every now and then, people telling her that they're going to submit an offer. Um, and it was just not what she expected. I guess if you're more daring, more savvy with certain things, you'll be able to might just overcome it. Those documents. I think I've done a video on where to get all the documents, and so that shouldn't be an issue. But some people just don't know, and that's the reason I do these type of videos. But here we just here to talk. We just here to talk about a client of mine that went ahead and purchased a property with our realtor. And like I said, I'm all cool with that. If you want to try, I'm not a mechanic, and sometimes I try to fix my car, and I get the result that I can. If I don't do a good job, then things are gonna fall apart. But if I do a good job, then I save myself money. And that's the way I see it when I hear people tell me that they want to try to sell a property. Now, a car and a house, totally two things different. The concept may be the same, but the process and the things, there's more laws, there's more disclosures when selling a higher value of investment. So you need to be careful on what you're doing. Now, thanks to God that there's YouTube that you could look at these things. However, okay, so story time. I had a client that he purchased a home, right? Before I came into the picture, he purchased a home. And he purchased it, let's just say for number six, he purchased it for 50,000. It was a townhouse. So, and then he fixed it up, he did everything. um and then, yeah, he leased it out for a year or two, and then he called me that he wanted to sell it. And he told me that he got it, he bought it, and everything went fine. Great. I told him that's totally great. So I helped him sell it. After helping selling him that property, he made over. We sold it for 120. We sold it for 120. So he kind of made over a little bit over 50K. I'm gonna say like 60 or like around there. I'm not too sure, but he made his money back and some, right? Um, because the first property that he bought was cash, so he felt good. Okay, so then after that, he told me to send him a few investment properties that he could invest. So and sure I did. And he didn't, he kept on looking. Well, he found a property, not one of the lists. He went to the auction. He bought it at an auction, which is fine, guys. I think I have mentioned this story before, but I'm not too sure. Anyhow, he went and purchased this property, and they told him that it was gonna cost him to purchase it 60K cash, and he was like, okay, that's fine. He went ahead and purchased it. He has a language barrier, so he didn't understand too much English. He signed. He gave his 60K. He did what he had to do. They gave him keys. He had access to the property, so he went ahead and then fixed it right away. He got an investor jump in there. I mean, not an investor. He had a tenant and get in there and start collecting rent. Within the month of him doing that, a month and so in some weeks, um, he gets a letter saying that whoever is living there, he has to leave. So then that's when I come into the picture. Kind of late to tell you the truth. It's kind of late. So after that, he sends me whatever letter he had sent them. They told him whoever lived there had to leave because they were the owners. So after investigating, they told him that he's not the owner, that there was another investor or a bank, I'm not too sure, that had purchased, that had paid off the loan of the property. So he was totally confused. And after I told him, let me get the property. I sent it to one of my good partners, title company. They ran everything, and it comes to find out the 60K that he paid was the HOA. This person owed over $60,000 in HOA, and he didn't know that. But in the contract that he signed, it was very specific there. And but since he didn't know too much, he didn't know too much English. He didn't understand. He knows very, he understands. He could get by, but um, there's some lingo or type of language they use that he didn't really comprehend. Um, he got a lawyer, and the lawyer told him that it was best just to give up the property because he was going to lose more money just by lawyer fees and proceeding this. He was bummed. He was bummed out, and he told the tenant that she had to leave. Gave her back the deposit. Gave her back everything. Um, yeah, and he lost all that money because there was nothing he could done. If he would have signed, if he would have just called me, and he would have called, or if this happened to you, it would have been easier to explain. You have some sort of somebody that you could trust, like, hey, this is what you need to do, or ask the right questions on going through this process. Okay, it's not easy when you go through stuff like that. He did feel bad about the whole situation. He even apologized, but I told him, you don't need to apologize to me. But it happens. Be more careful on doing that. Take your son, take somebody that could help you translate what you need to do. Now, that's the end of that story. Right now he's just he's looking to see if he can invest in another property, another project, which is good. It's all part of. Don't think that he had one good buy, and then he had another bad buy, but you don't stop there. You just continue. It's part of all these videos that you see. Is not Everything is not perfect. People do take losses, or try to break even at least. I know that. Take it as experience. Take it as experience. That's the best thing you could do, because you learn for it, and next time you do it, now you know how to prepare for it. So that's they could take that. I had another client. Well, she really didn't become my client, but let me see if I remember. I received a call from her that she sold. She wanted to purchase these 3 lots that were together, right? And then she had her brother-in-law, a relative from here, go check them out, and they were fine. Okay, they were pretty good. So the guy, he met with the person that was selling them, and she sold them. He was selling them each for 8,000, I would say. So that's what, 8, 16, 24, like 24, is that even right? 24,000 for 3 lots. Now, when I say lots, guys, these are not huge lots. Don't think that. They were like, I'm trying to remember. I'm not trying to make stories here. They were like 15,000 square foot, or probably 20,000 square foot. They were decent amount size lot, I guess. And so they became an agreement. She sent the money to her relative over here, met with the guy. They went to a notary, something like that, and did the transaction. And when I looked at the properties, when she sent me the address, her name was there. So she was just fine. It was until later on, a few months later, those properties that he sold to her, they were in auction for $2,000 each. So he only paid like $6,000 to get all those 3 lots. Went ahead, turned around, and sent it to her for 8. But that's not it. That's not the case right there neither. The case was that they still had delinquent taxes on it, over another 30K. Okay, so if you really think about it, this lady just spent over 50K on buying some, just obtaining the land. So now she calls me. She's telling me all this story, and she tells me that she wants to sell them now, because at this point she's bummed out. She's bummed out. I mean, she doesn't want to. At this point, she probably thought that they were bad luck or something like that. But she wanted to sell them. So I ran comps to see, what's the max I could get her. And to tell the truth, she wanted like 80 for them. Like, she wanted to sell them. She wanted to make her money back. But unfortunately, that was tough, because the highest The highest that I told her was gonna be like 65, and that's pushing it, and she wasn't too pleased with that. And at that point, you need to be a bit realistic. It's her properties, it's your decision, right? You're the owner, you could do whatever you want, but you need to be realistic on taking your L's. Like, do I want to keep this property? Do I want to keep this house in the market? In her case, it was just land, so she had no utilities. But there's some sellers out there that think about it, guys. If you're a seller right now and your house is stuck, right, and you are refusing to reduce the price, the only person that is at a loss here is you. So you still got to pay light, water, internet, anything that you have, right? That needs to be right. And on top of that, you still got to pay your mortgage, and whatever extra maintenance that appears in the house during the time that you're closing, that you're trying to get this price sold. So you really need to think about that, because at the end of the day, you're losing money per the day, and your taxes, because you're gonna have to be responsible for your taxes to the day that you close. So you might want to take that in consideration. Those are just two stories of many that I've gotten from people that I try to help. Yeah, but if you have any questions, anything like that, I'll be more than happy to answer. If anybody's online, I could jump in and see. Let me see. Nope, there's nobody here. But yeah, guys, if you have any questions, anything like that, you have an issue, with real estate that I might be able to help. I could assist from what I know. I'm not a lawyer, so if it's something illegal, I can't assist. Um, but for sure. That is all for today. God bless. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your support. Please like and subscribe, and comment. Till next time, God bless and have a good one.